backyard pretty even when it's raining, when it's drenched in fog and mist. From the mountains that flank it to the rolling vine-laden hills that make it up, to the quaint, quiet charm of the main street. Franschhoek, just barely an hour's drive from Cape Town, is clearly one of the brightest jewels in the Cape's crown. And here's what makes it more than just beautiful. It's a small town with a population of around 15,000 people. That's fewer people than Mumbai boasts per square kilometer. And even then, it has emerged not just as a destination for its exceptional wine, but for the dine that goes along with it. Yes, this is not just a culinary destination. This is a place where restaurants, and let's be honest, one in particular, are pushing and playing in new and unusual ways. Really, for a town this small, they've got lots cooking. I started with an amber down the street. It was brisk and cold and packed with charm. There is so much to choose from. And then I spotted the entrance to Foliage. Now this is a restaurant I had heard a lot about. It's got chefs buzzing, critics sitting up to take notice. And the reason for that is this man, Chris Erasmus. He was kind enough to let me join him in his impossibly aromatic kitchen, where the first thing he explains is why his new restaurant couldn't be called anything else.
Most of our ingredients come from the forest. We cook, people say seasonal, we believe seasonal is daily seasonal. Right. So what grows today? Mornings we all get together, split up into the rivers and the marshes and the forests.
And the rivers, the forests, the marshes here are generous, and he uses them to introduce people to things they know in new ways. Herbs, leaves, roots, flowers.
This is called a waterblommetjie, and that's the Afrikaans word for a water lily. We pick them before they close, so they're still nutty, fresh, crunchy, and they're quite floral. A bit of licorice, fennel, fenugreek.
They look good enough to eat, and it's pretty safe to say they are.
Today we're going to start off with a very fresh dish.
Okay.
It's a warm salad, and we get our vegetables from some surrounding organic farms.
And the first of those offerings is
a salted fermented mushroom powder.
He uses this mushroom puree as his soil, and then I get to watch his garden bloom. Tart stems of wild wood sorrel next, and the vegetables. Bright, sweet yellow slices of beetroot, crunchy quarters of radish, and then beetroot cooked that he plays with in different ways.
So when we roast our beetroot, we close them in foil. So you see the juice that comes off there?
Yes.
Now,
that becomes a beetroot vinaigrette. What he's doing then is taking from the fields and the forests and then bringing the essence of them to his table too. Ferns and herbs and lovely edible flowers to finish. A warm salad made remarkable by its play of textures and tastes. It is by turns fresh, earthy, green, pretty, but consistently as gorgeous to eat as it is to look at.
Oh my god, this is exceptional. The mushroom just like, again, it just binds it together, it earths it, roots it.
A trend that continues to his next dish, one which utilizes more of those magical mushrooms, along with both watercress and parsnip purees. Then
this is a potato puree, but we've added some of the watercress to it.
Oh, nice.
And some horseradish, just for a little bit of a bite.
If that wasn't exciting enough, another delicious addition, an onion flower.
We chop up the onion, we dice it up, or sort of slice it into the root.
Oh, so pretty.
And then we fry it so it goes crispy.
And the fun keeps on coming. Parmesan crumbs, dehydrated yogurt, some beautiful sorted, fresh gathered forest greens, and then of course, the meat.
See, this is slow cooked in the oven, a very low temperature for a whole day.
This is again for Chris not just a dish, it's the story of his home on a plate.
This is Franschhoek, the terroir on a plate.
Yeah.
It's what we pick around the restaurant on a plate. So if people say, what is South African cooking? I would say, this is Franschhoek cooking.
I'm 2 plates in and can already tell you that Franschhoek is delicious. Delicious!
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. You're telling me I get dessert too?
Yes, a marvelous confection with milk chocolate, a hazelnut praline and rose parfait, a salted caramel custard and
hazelnut and mallow. Mallow is like a Cape wild geranium. Got a bit of a sort of a rose scent. It's rose chocolate and hazelnut.
He makes it sound so simple when in fact it's a symphony, smooth, simple, sexy, also so ridiculously Moorish that I literally cannot stop.
Wow, I want to stop eating long enough to say thank you. I can't seem to do it.
Well, you're welcome. You can have a takeaway if you really want to.
I do, and so I take him at his word. What an incredible introduction to the town this has been. Now more. Town offers plenty. There are boutiques specializing in all sorts of things, jewelry, chocolates, goodies of all kinds, and yes, some of the treats are a little further afield. The La Motte Vineyard, for instance, is one of Franschhoek's oldest and grandest. Franschhoek means French corner, and La Motte has, like many others, taken its name from its home in France, from whence its original settlers came. What was a farm is now this, a grand, gorgeous vineyard, where they have started something new and very unusual. I am here, believe it or not, for tea, but no ordinary tea this.
So you're telling me that I get to have tea and wine together?
Indeed, you're on a wine estate.
Yeah.
What we want to do with the wine and tea is to celebrate Cape hospitality.
Right.
And in the old days, when people came for tea, usually when they finished with all the tea, the man of the house invited them to stay for something stronger. So that's what we're doing. We choose one of the wonderful teas, and then you have a glass of bubbly.
Oh, sold.
Alright, so tea and sparkling, it's not what I'm used to, granted, but boy am I looking forward to being converted. First up then, the bubbly.
See, well, that's the La Motte Method Cap Classique.
Is that not the happiest sound? And then the tea. They have many unusual ones to choose from, but I was nudged to this, a cup of caramel tea. That's right.
There's actually real caramel pieces. It's not only an infusion.
Oh.
Delicious it is, with the bubbly and without. And it must be said, vice versa.
So it's not necessarily a pairing.
Right.
We think for the experience,
Yeah.
it works beautifully.
Yeah.
Because you have these wonderful, good quality soft teas, you have the freshness and the crispness and the charm of the sparkling wine.
Gotta say, agreed. I have to say, I don't know about your selection, but with mine,
But it should.
it's actually complementing very nicely. And oh goodness, wow.
Yes, they hadn't told me the tea means quite this much. A delicious assortment that all speak to the area we sit in. So a traditional pancake stack comes served with local Franschhoek trout. Trout that is exceptional, by the way, and is served topped with a little deep-fried caper. That's delicious, as is this, a savory choux pastry filled with biltong flavored cream and topped with it too.
Brings together like the South African thing with the French elegance of choux pastry.
There's a slab of buttercream laced cake, and then there's this, one of the largest macarons it's been my pleasure to try. Big in size, happily big on flavor too.
This one is made with rosemary.
Oh, nice.
That we harvest from our own vegetable and herb garden.
Oh, beautiful.
And you get the rosemary.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
To finish, a chocolate truffle with a difference.
The filling is a very traditional milk tart.
Oh god, so good. Milk tart chocolate works equally well with this and with this.
There you go.
This has been great. Gives new meaning to the term high tea. Now remember that Franschhoek is wine country, and therefore do not be surprised that my next destination is another vineyard. A very unusual one too. Soames Delta is one of those rare vineyards that comes with an archaeological site attached. I'm serious.
That takes us back to the 1600s. The owner, Mark Soames, discovered tools on his driveway that were not from this century.
Yeah.
So when excavations were done, we found a foundation, and that's where it all started.
And apparently there's a Stone Age settlement site nearby too. They are looking to honor the farm's slave heritage, memorializing individual lives lost through slavery. And there's more. 1/3 of the estate gives proceeds and profits to the workers themselves. I like this place already. And okay, more because if you head to their beautiful grounds outside, you may notice both benches and blankets, and you know what that means. Picnics, guys, picnics.
Please join us for a picnic.
I haven't been on one since longer ago than I choose to remember. This is going to be good. First up, check out the hampers. They have vegetarian and non-vegetarian ones to choose from. No points for guessing which I grabbed. Cheese and crackers then to start, as it should. Creamy or pungent, take your pick, or mix it up with their bread rolls, herbed butter and onion marmalade. And then because, well, hello vineyard, a glass of Soames Delta's finest.
Well, The reason why I chose Emily 2013 is for the fact being that it's an easy drinking summer wine. Very fresh, very vibrant, fruity, not too serious.
And then, well, all the rest. There are many boxes to choose from. First that I open offers caramelized nuts, some salad, some carrot and pineapple slaw, potato salad garnished with a succulent I'm not now surprised to see.
It's actually called a spekboom. It's pickled, very into our history and where we come from, where the slaves come from. And all these products were used on the estate. Spekboom is. Right. Also, the whole culinary style that we do with a la carte and our picnics, there's three influences. Boer, Afrikaans, Cape Malay and Khoi. So those three influences are all into our food menu.
That in mind, no surprises then that I move on to this, containing South African samosas, cheese straws, potato roasty and a vegetable wrap. And it's good, all of it, but let's face it, a little healthy for me. Next box please. And now we're talking. Spicy, sticky, made for the sunshine chicken wings, a juicy lamb kebab doused in curd, and these sweet, equally sticky, supremely satisfying barbecued ribs. Yes folks, this is a picnic.
I'm so sorry that I left you stuck with the vegetarian platter. I'm sure it's delicious, but this stuff?
I'm also mainly a meat guy, but it's alright.
This is like my favorite picnic ever.
Glad.
This is very lekker. This is...
Baie lekker.
That's a word?
Baie lekker.
Baie lekker. This is baie lekker, which means it is just much, much better than lekker.
And then a dish that harks back to the Cape Malay influence, a coconut dusted koopsister, a sort of dense donut and one that is delicious. Milk tart, a dish that harks back to the Boers. This is lovely, just really lovely. This the sun that's finally turned the skies to this remarkable blue, the setting green fields with the mountains standing tall, a fine feast that I've availed too freely of. The fact that here, history, context matters. And so I think in the true spirit of sun-soaked afternoons here, I should just settle back and absorb it. More anon.